mean, you kept it close there for, most of the game to the fourth quarter. Can you talk about how happy you were with the performance of the team?
Well, you're not happy because you lose, but, we had an opportunity. We had an unfortunate deal taking that touchdown away. It's a 14-point swing right there. We miss a field goal. They go down and score. We scored a touchdown, which put us right back, there. And, unfortunately, those you just can't have those things happen.
Speaking of that, I know you can't talk about officiating and all that, but can you talk about there's that one and then the interference on Chris Park? How much the momentum shifted with those plays?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were moving the ball at that point too. Like I said, I'm not going to comment on the officiating part of it. We had our opportunities. We got to get better. We did some good things offensively. We didn't do enough of them. Garrett did a lot of good things positively, and then he's got to get better. He had plenty of opportunities to do other things, and I really respect his competitiveness and leadership, and we have to just be better. We got to be better if we expect to go to another bowl game.
In specific, what areas did you think Gilbert could have done better in?
Just a couple of his quick reads. Which some of the stuff we're doing is new to him this year, and you're going to learn in a game. The things kind of that we did, overall from last year, he was very sharp on those things. But whenever you start to tweak and add, you got to live through game experience to do that. Like I said, I thought he did a lot of good things, but at the same time, he has to get better. I got to get better, and the team's got to get better.
What do you like about Traylon?
Traylon was kind of feeling his way, about our runs, and I knew that was going to happen because he hasn't run the type of runs that we run. And so, I was trying to get him a bunch of touches so that he would kind of grow up into, some of the traps that we run, different things that he hasn't done before. And, just really an unfortunate injury. And we just got to roll with it and adjust now.
Coach, with the high school kid coming in, right out of high school and starting tonight, a lot of people would expect y'all to just be blowing snot bubbles and heating him up right out of the pocket to try to rattle him a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about the risk of doing that, especially?
Well, we did. We couldn't get to them. We played Cliff, 3 or 4 times in the last couple of years, and he had a good game plan. I mean, they do what they do. They throw a lot of quick passes. They were gonna, just try to not put it in his hands early, get it out of his hands real quick, and they did it. They do a good job. I thought that once we started to get some guys hurt, that we had a lot of young guys that couldn't even get lined up right, and that showed up in a couple of those drives late in the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter. But hey, we gotta you gotta get better.
I mean, at the same time, it seems like the defense was really close to making a lot of turnovers and getting some momentum shifts. Were you happy with their play overall?
Well, you're never happy if you don't get any takeaways. I mean, we had the ball on the ground probably 6-7 times, and to not come up with those, it's very frustrating. Now, we didn't have a turnover either, not a turnover in the game, but 1 or 2 of those balls, you get them, then it's a different game. And you can talk all you want about offense. We had more yards, we had time of possession, all that stuff. Those stats mean nothing. The only stat that means anything is taking the football away, and we didn't do that.
You talked throughout camp about the returning receivers you had, Jeremy and Keenan and Derek, and Jeremy led the way with 12 catches, but Darius Joseph also had 11 for over 100 yards. Did he surprise you at all? Did he show you anything more than you expected?
He's had a really good camp, and he's a real physical kid for a wide receiver. He played defense in high school too, and so no, did it surprise me? No, he had that kind of camp, and some of the things that we're doing today, the ball was going to go to the inside guys a little bit more.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, one of the big focuses going into the season was offensive line. I know you haven't had a chance to watch film, anything that, just an instant reaction of what you saw from them.
Well, I thought, you know, at times we were pretty good, and then we busted. You know, we had a physical, maybe on a 4-man rush. One guy got beat, you know, and you know that happens. But you know, obviously you gotta get better. I thought Garrett had a lot of pressure on him. You know, they're pretty athletic up front, and you know we did some good things. At the same time, I thought that. You know, we played a true freshman in there for half the game, and he competed. But then, you know, he busts one when you least expect it.
Another true freshman that saw a lot of time, Cedric Lancaster, returning punts and kicks off. Then you went to Blake Poston. What was the reason for that change?
Injury.
Injury.
You mentioned Daniel McCarty. He did have the one bust, but overall, what were you? How much could you see?
All of camp, he keeps getting better. I mean, he's going to be a very good football player for us.